keeping with our theme today of Charlie Kirk's suspicious Google searches, there was Ian Carroll put all the Google searches in a timeline. All these Google searches show you the crazy things that people were Googling from Israel and Washington, D.C., and Huntsville, Alabama, which is a major FBI hub, before the assassination. Let's watch how Ian Carroll breaks this down.
And so this is where I started to realize that putting all of these searches onto a timeline might tell us something interesting. Because Barron keeps on kind of saying how there's this, they all cluster around this 2-week window, sort of in the middle of July of this year.
And what was
when
happening
the most
then?
searches happened.
When was that? What was
and
happening?
So I'm sort of thinking, well, what happened around July 20th? Like, what was happening in Charlie Kirk's life and in TPUSA's life and in Israel's life? And, like, what was happening around that time in July? Do you know what it was?
I
right
know.
around this time when all these searches exploded?
I know what it was.
Any guesses?
I have a guess. TPUSA's convention in Florida? Was that what was happening right around these searches?
On July 13th of this year, Charlie Kirk was in Florida at the TPUSA event.
Okay.
Hosting a debate between Dave Smith and Josh Hammer.
How'd that go?
Dave Smith made Josh Hammer look like a idiot.
Oh, okay.
And made the entire pro-Israel cause look ridiculous. And then the next day, on July 14th, Tucker Carlson headlined the main stage for the closing night of the event. And we know from Tucker's reporting, Candace's reporting, and kind of Dave Smith's reporting too, that a conversation happened backstage before Tucker went out on stage where he said, listen, I know that you get all this shit from donors, and I know that they're all over you, and I normally talk about Israel and about Jeffrey Epstein and all these things, and I'm not going to go hard on it. I don't want to bring more trouble on you. I'm not going to do it. And Charlie said, no, go all the way. Say it all. And Tucker recounted that conversation to us. So that was July 13th and 14th. And there were searches before that. They extend into June and a few in April a little bit. Some searches before that. But then they explode. That very day, the 14th, not even before the event is over, that's when Mikey McCoy gets searched in Israel. Then, that same day, a guy named Richard Rasmussen gets searched in Israel. And who is Richard Rasmussen? Let me reference my other sheet over here. He's one of the surgeons at Timpanogos Regional Hospital. 2 days later, Timpanogos Regional Hospital is searched in D.C. And then, that same day, in D.C., someone is searching for Bo Mason, who is the commissioner of the Utah Department of Public Safety. On the 18th, Stephen Nealman is searched in Israel, then Lee Patterson, then Catherine Nestor, then George Hodgson Zinn. George Zinn was searched in D.C.
Whoa!
Brian Gill searched in Israel. Robert Patterson searched in Israel.
Everybody who had something to do with the assassination was being searched before the assassination. Isn't that weird? From Israel.
Lee Trotter searched in Israel. Lossie Center searched in Israel.
Lossie Center.
You guys don't know any of these names. You've never heard of any of these names. Stephen Nealman, Lee Patterson, Catherine Nestor.
Who are they, Ian?
Brian Gill, Robert Patterson, Lee Trotter. Who are they? Well, Catherine Nestor is Tyler Robinson's lawyer. And someone was searching for her name in Israel. Not in the UK, not in Australia, not even anywhere around the United States, just in Israel. All these other names, these are all surgeons that work at Timpanogos Regional Hospital. A few of them are involved in the police force in the...
And by the way, why would somebody be Googling Timpanogos Hospital? Because that wasn't the closest hospital to where Charlie Kirk even got taken. They should have taken him to a hospital closer that actually had a trauma center. And they should have put him in an ambulance. They didn't do any of that. They took him to a regional hospital that doesn't even have a trauma center. But that was the hospital that they were Googling from Israel. Isn't that weird? Yeah, the answer is yes, that's weird.
In the area of the shooting, Schaefer Security was searched in Israel. Which is like maybe just noise because Schaefer Security wasn't actually Charlie's security outfit anymore. They'd stopped a long time ago. Hunter Kozak, the guy that asked the question when Charlie was shot, he was searched in Israel on August 3rd.
Huh. That weird?
That's weird. If you recall, we have video of Hunter Kozak apparently practicing his expression before the shooting happened.
Somebody Googled the kid who was asking the question as Charlie Kirk got shot? Somebody Googled that kid, and he's talking about, I don't know if you've seen that video, where before the shooting he was planning or rehearsing looking shocked. And then when it happened, he did that look. That's what he's talking about. And someone Googled that kid. What? In August, from Israel. What? Okay.
But what I'm trying to show you is that just so happens that this massive explosion in search trend data happens right after the TPUSA Florida event, where it becomes pretty apparent to a lot of Jewish donors that something's got to be done about Charlie Kirk. And it gets to all kinds of granularity, like Mikey McCoy's home address. And I misspelled Mikey here. I turned him into Mickey. But that's not the only home address that got searched. On September 7th.
2 days before.
3 days before the shooting.
Guess what they Googled?
Someone in Israel searched.
Get this.
W925S Street.
Seems pretty specific. What street is that?
That is a very specific search.
What street is that? Tell me, Ian. Pray tell.
Right?
Yeah. What is that address?
And I see in the chat, someone just said like 9 billion searches a day. Yeah, but none of them are for this.
No, only
and
one.
We know that because when you look up W925S Street, look all over the country. Look at every jurisdiction. Look at other countries. Look all over the world and see how many Google searches are done for that exact order of letters and numbers.
0.
How many digits are in your PIN for your debit card?
4.
4, right? Yeah. Because just 4 random numbers in a sequence is a like uncrackable code. There's endless possibilities. But when you have letters and numbers and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters long, that's an astronomically rare thing to search. And do you know what W925S Street is?
Let me guess.
Well, it's not Mikey McCoy's address. But it is where the gun was found. Like literally where the gun was found. It is this tiny stretch of road from about here to about here, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 houses. And the gun was found right here. 3 days before the shooting, someone halfway around the world is searching for an address in this little town in Utah. I mean, it's not a little town. It's attached to Salt Lake City. But come on. And then, on July 11th, in the District of Columbia, someone searched 683 W925S Street. That's a pretty specific location. 683 is this house.
Oh, whoa.
That's the chicken coop right there.
That's where they found the gun. Whoa. I miss the old days when an assassination team knew how to pull off a coup without leaving their fingerprints throughout the crime scene.
Yeah.
The internet was invented by the deep state, and it turned around and bit them in their asses. Look at this. Isn't that something?
That's the best part of it.
And they found the gun right there where someone Google searched before the assassination. And if you don't have a problem with that, then you must be redoing the ballroom in your head.
Coincidences do exist, but bear in mind the simple truth. This wasn't just one lone gunman on a roof. Charlie Kirk, the great debater, wasn't killed by just one hater. Candace, Jimmy, thousands more. I've been doing research, not a bore. Seriously, it's getting more weird by the day. You should hear what they have to say. Charlie was taken out by unholy fire. Maybe not by one nut, but meant for hire. Prove me wrong, you three-letter crooks. We do research, we read books. You just lie and call it law. We see it live, we see it raw. Your intentions are often cruel, but we're no joke, we're no fool.
Let me take a few steps back. We need more research, I'm no hack. This isn't 100%, so do not sue. It just looks like a plot, a ploy, a coup. Specific searches well before the date. Time perfect with events that cause the hate. Who searches specific Utah doctors late at night in foreign nations long and wide?
Charlie was taken out with a bang. Maybe by people without a US slang. Prove me wrong, you three-letter crooks. We do research, we read books. You just lie and call it law. We see it live, we see it raw. Your intentions are often cruel, but we're no joke, we're no fool. This is an ongoing case, so still just a bet. But things are fishy, that has to be said. And signals weird, strange wounds for sure. Superman neck, when does that occur? A chief of staff that runs away. You sure don't see that every day. Charlie hardly hit the ground. The guy just left without a sound. Prove me wrong, this wasn't right. We do research, stay up all night. You just lie and call it law. We see it live, we see it raw. Your intentions clear as day.